Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to Dots of Destiny, my friends. Today's topic, what I have taken is Darakaraka. Darakaraka, as you all know, is the smallest degree of the planet in your horoscope. Starting, it is Charakaraka, and like we start with the highest degree Atmakaraka, and the lowest is the Darakaraka. Like most of you know that Atmakaraka is the cry of the soul. The soul wants to do that. What is your Atmakaraka? And that is why Atmakaraka becomes very important. It's like the king, rather, we can say, governing the whole horoscope. Your soul's journey is with the Atmakaraka. Darakaraka is very important in the sense, as far as the life partner or our opposite seventh house, the energy that we draw towards ourselves, what do we need? That is why it is having the lowest degree. Now here is the point. See, why Darakaraka has the lowest degree is that planet, energy of that planet somewhat is missing in us. I'll explain it slowly. See, suppose and that energy we want from our opposite partner. That is the energy we are looking towards to get in our partner. That is why that planet is at the lowest degree, because we are not very much experienced with that energy of the planet. Whatever it can be, whether it's Mercury, Mars, Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, whoever it is, the lowest degree. Rahu Ketu usually we don't take as Karakas. So in Gemini astrology. So that is why, see, that is the energy we are missing somewhere in our horoscope. That is the planet is holding the lowest degree, and we need that same energy from the partner that we are looking forward to. Here I have a very good example and I want to share it because it is a very classic case of Darakaraka. What happened, I was seeing a horoscope, and the person had Mercury exalted in the horoscope. Now, the traits of Mercury exalted are very prominent. They are very intelligent people. They speak very well. They have very particular way of assessing things and everything. Mercurian, all nature is present in that person. Though the Mercury is exalted, it is in the lowest degree. It is some 0 degree, some minutes. It has just entered into Virgo. Now he told me that his wife is having Mercury debilitated in the horoscope. So how is this matching as his Darakaraka? Because already he feels that he has all the energies of Mercury in him. The thing is that when I saw the debilitated Mercury in his wife's chart, I asked him that, and that Mercury was so nicely placed, though debilitated. I asked him that, is your wife witty, jovial, very energetic, plays some trickster with you, and has a very graceful presence and always full of energy, like a charming, prince kind of energy? Then he said, yeah, she has all those qualities. So those qualities were missing in him. Now you see, if a planet is exalted also in your horoscope, does not mean that you will have all the qualities of the planet. That is what I was coming to. That's why Darakaraka sets in over here. In this horoscope, the man had all the good qualities of Virgo Mercury, but he had none of the qualities of Gemini Mercury. And also he wanted to, because he had a 12th house Rahu and he was trying to pursue some spiritual stuff, he was unable to concentrate, whereas his wife was very easily drawn and very easily she could decipher spiritual practices in her life. Because Mercury, that is why in debilitation gains very fast spiritual knowledge. That is why the 12th house when Mercury goes, because Mercury is all intellect. But 12th house of Pisces, it gets debilitated. Don't think that Mercury is bad. Mercury over there is confused what to grasp and what not to grasp, because it is such a huge place, such a huge tattva. The Pisces journey is that, the sign of Pisces is that Mercury gets confused over there. Such an intellectual planet, so, or such an intelligent person. So that's why Darakaraka is that planet which energy you have in some way lacking in your horoscope or in your soul's journey, and the opposite partner fulfills that in your life. So that is what exactly Darakaraka is. Now let us see how different planets gives us the different energy of the Darakaraka, or what kind of partner do you need, or actually your souls need in this journey of lifetime. When Darakaraka is Sun, we have to understand the thing that is missing in us sometimes is motivation, and also, having a presence of in the outer world, so that we are not tricked with. The Sun is the king. Not only it's the royal planet in the horoscope, but it has its own boundaries also. It has very good administrative qualities, and it is a lot of motivation. A good Sun will give lot of motivation. Not that if it's your Darakaraka you have no motivation. It's not like that. But the thing is that if the Sun is in the lowest degree in your horoscope, some elements or some prominent qualities of the Sun can be missing, or you can feel at times it is lacking in you. Now the person who comes towards you as your spouse will have these qualities of the Sun prominent in them. Like, see, suppose 5 qualities of the Sun. It's very ambitious. It has a kingly demeanor. It is very, it has big heart. The Leos, usually the Sun is a planet. The king should have a big heart. It is having good administrative powers, and it is quite motivational in its own way, self-motivating. So these are the 5, suppose, minimum qualities of the Sun is this. Now suppose you are a person who sometimes lacks motivation in some way at some point, then your spouse will have that kind of the quality. It will motivate you. It will be instrumental in your journey in that way. So their Sun becomes the Darakaraka. Yes, there can be other things also. The person can be a bit proudy, hot-tempered, haughty, little attention grabbing. These can also be qualities of the Sun. So when you are having, just remember one thing, when you are having the lowest degree of Sun in your horoscope, then certain experiences with that planet is missing in you. That is why the planet has come as the lowest degree in your horoscope, and those qualities which are somewhat missing in you will be fulfilled by the spouse, and that person will come in with such qualities. That is why Sun is your Darakaraka. As simple as that. Next comes Moon. So Moon is what? If Moon is having the lowest degree in your horoscope, you will not be able to deal with emotional things very well. It is a little difficult for you to fathom or articulate your emotions. That is the first and foremost things if Moon is in the lowest degree. Maybe you feel emotionally lacking. Maybe the love of the mother was not enough. Maybe. It's just a statement. Don't take it personally. It happens with many people. Maybe when you feel too much overwhelmed or emotion, you cut yourself off, or you need that kind of motherly nurturing from your spouse. Now, the spouse that comes into your life that spouse, this also I have seen in a horoscope, the moon with 1 degree something was Darakaraka. She was a woman, and her spouse has the Atmakaraka moon, which is like 29 degrees, like that. And she told me very, very blankly that yes, I was not very much nourished in my childhood days, and my husband was the one who gave me lot of tender feelings which were very much lacking in me. So moon is that. Moon is anything which is very nurturing, very it brings out the emotions, you molds you into a better person, you become softer. Maybe that is why moon, you had some issues with the moon, or your experience with that planet is not very well. That's why it is sitting in the lowest degree in this lifetime in your horoscope, and your spouse will cater to those needs of that planet. It will be an opposite thing. Here I have seen, whenever moon is Darakaraka, this person who is having moon as a Darakaraka will be a little shut down kind, less emotional, less unable to portray the emotion, unable to come across, and emotions will not come across properly if they have also. And the spouse will bring out those qualities, they will nurture those qualities in them, they will be kind, they will be full of lovely emotions, and that brings out those better qualities in them. So it is a match. You have what less, your spouse gives that to you. That is what your desire of the soul is. So that is your Darakaraka. Now when Mercury becomes Darakaraka, in before only just beginning of the video I gave an example that Mercury has so many qualities, because see, there is a quality of Mercury which is Gemini Mercury, another is Virgo Mercury. There are two signs of Mercury, and that is why Mercury is like a child, but in Virgo it is in the 6th house, it gets exalted originally, so it can fight with Rogrin Shatru also. So there are very distinctive qualities of Mercury. Now when Mercury is your Darakaraka, if it is in the lowest degree in your horoscope, you must understand, if it is well placed also, as I have discussed before, I'll pin it down, the classic example I've given about Mercury. If you have certain qualities of Mercury, maybe it is a very well placed Mercury, maybe the other qualities of Mercury or some other things about Mercury is missing. So the partner can be lovely, playful, jolly, jovial, having a childish kind of a outlook. It can take you, if you're a serious person, that person will bring in all the laughable qualities in your life. You can feel very suddenly giggling with that person, what I'm trying to say. So that can happen. Or if suppose if you are that kind of a person, still your Mercury is Darakaraka lowest degree, then maybe the other part of Mercury is missing, the Virgo Mercury, which is very particular, which is very intelligent, which is very, a lot of it wants to accumulate knowledge, they speak very well, they have a particular way of doing things, they're very articulate about things. So maybe that is missing in you. Any of the qualities, any of certain Mercurian qualities will be missing in you, or you don't follow the details. You may have a Darakaraka Mercury, your spouse will bring in that qualities in you. So that will happen. That will definitely happen. So that is why Darakaraka always comes in. It is the lowest degree in your horoscope, because certain qualities of that planet you were not able to grasp onto. That's why you're less experienced in that area, and that is why we always marry mostly the opposite of what we are. That's why the 1st and the 7th is opposite to us, is the partner's house. And this Mercury, which is your Darakaraka, will bring in a person which will have very prominent Mercurian traits in their nature. So that is Mercury as Darakaraka. Then comes Venus. Venus, when it's Darakaraka, then see, it is a nice placement, and if it is well placed, if the Venus is well placed, then you will have a spouse who will be, you will get a spouse who will be very soft, romantic, dreamy, classy, and also can be diplomatic. That is also there. Venus is not a planet which jumps into jumps into some fight or something like that. It's not that. Maybe suppose if you lack diplomatic quality, see, always don't take as Venus means a very good looking spouse. This is another very big problem with most of the people. I have a very good Venus, especially in case of male people, I mean men. They understand I have a very good Venus, I'll get a very beautiful wife. No, it's not always like that. Neither in the case of women. It is not like that. See, one thing is that physical characteristics, how much we go through the horoscope also, it is kind of a genetic thing also. It is. Yeah, certain characteristics we can say from the horoscope placement of the planets, the physicality of the person, but not totally. So if you have a Venus Darakaraka, not that maybe it's a good well placed Venus. Suppose you have Venus in Libra and you have Venus as Darakaraka, then what is the case? Maybe you are diplomatic, maybe you know you are a balanced person, you know how to handle situation, all these things, but maybe it can happen you're not that classy, you don't have much knowledge about the romantic side of Venus, the cultural side of Venus. Venus has many other qualities also. Maybe some you have, because why I'm giving this example, a person may think I have a very good Venus in Taurus or Libra, then but still Venus is my Darakaraka lowest degree, then what is missing in me? I have all the qualities of Venus. No, it's not like that. A planet has multifaceted qualities, especially a planet like Venus. It can be a chemical, if Venus is prominent, from a diplomat to a politician to a chemical engineer to a chemical person working with these cosmetics, dress materials, any kind of singing, dancing, all these cultural activities, all these things, and also finances also. So Venus has a lot of qualities. Maybe a few qualities are not exactly present in you, which and it's a classy planet also, which your partner comes in and fulfills that quality. That is your partner. So but Venus as a Darakaraka is usually a good placement. They get classy people in their life, soft, romantic, dreamy, and they may also take the financial, that can also happen, because see, Venus is a financial planet. It's a Lakshmi that we have in our house, the wealth that stays, that is Venus. Now if you are not very attentive towards your treasury, maybe your spouse comes in and takes the place of that, then you don't have to worry about that. Earning and saving are two different things. So that is why the second house is Venus, not the 11th house. Second house is how much you are able to put it for yourself for later, the treasury, your accumulation. So maybe the spouse takes care of that. That can also happen. But as a whole, Venus as a Darakaraka is a nice placement. Then comes Mars. Mars as a Darakaraka is, it is your, I put it in that way, it's like an emergency number for you. Mars, you'll see all the Marsian people are mostly involved as doctors, police officers, military. These people we need in dire consequences. So maybe Mars is the Darakaraka, lowest degree planet in your horoscope, because you need somebody who will protect you. I mean, not literally protect with a gun or not like that, but maybe you are a little soft and subtle. You don't have the tendency to, go out and speak for yourself. It can happen like that. Some kind of Martian quality your spouse will have, whether a female or a male, will give you a lot of protection. Protection can be maybe that person is like you always fall back on that person in every matter. As I told you, it's your biggest helpline. Or maybe yes, they have their Marsian partner. Totally, they are they can be a policeman, they can be a doctor, they can be an army man. That can definitely happen, will happen. Or they can save you from situations by standing for you. Or they have a very very high Martian quality to go out and fight in the world, that kind of a quality. So all these things, even a sportsman, as a Darakaraka's Mars, you can have a person, you can marry a person who is very good at sports activities. So Mars also is a planet with lot of qualities. That is there. So very strong personality, maybe a little bit bickering, quarrelsome, fighting. That is also a quality of Mars. So these kind of qualities the spouse will bring in your life. And because this is the area you are least experienced about, at least in this lifetime you have come with that horoscope. That is why Mars is your Darakaraka over here. So your spouse will bring in such qualities in your life, and you want that. Whether you know that or not, consciously, subconsciously, you bring that quality in your life because you want that. You are attracted towards that energy. That is a quality of Mars. Then comes Jupiter. So Jupiterian qualities are very like a constant. If Jupiter is in your horoscope lowest degree, some kind of knowledge lacking you have in your life. Now see, that may not always be academic knowledge. No, knowledge is not concentrated to learning books only. No, it's not like that. Many people think that, but it's not like that. Jupiter is the 9th and the 12th house lord. Understand, the knowledge of Jupiter is very vast, very very vast. It's not like Mercury. It is not like only reading books and quoting to memory. It's not like that. Knowledge of Jupiter is very vast. You may be in this lifetime you are in need of that kind of a knowledge, which is not exactly bookish. That's what I wanted to say. Jupiterian, when you are Darakaraka is Jupiter, you will get a person who will bring in the good feeling in your life and making you understand the better qualities of life in a very benevolent way. That is how Jupiter is. Jupiter is a very benevolent planet. Even the debilitated Jupiter also, when Jupiter Mahadasha comes, it is not that bad. So it is such a blessed planet. It gives you blessing. And if your Darakaraka is like that, your person which will come in your life can have lot of wisdom, can have lot of knowledge regarding the areas where you are lacking, or maybe some spiritual practices or spiritual knowledge you want to get in this lifetime which you are unable to hold on to. The person may be putting you into that path, and you then start getting the knowledge, staying with that person like a friend, philosopher and guide also. That person can give you certain suggestions or help you with his or her words that will really be an eye opener for you. And that's why I'm emphasizing on the fact Jupiter's knowledge is not the bookish knowledge that we accumulate. Now in nowadays it's become like that. Knowledge means reading newspaper, going through the news, putting a lot of stuff into her head. That is not all. Please understand that, because Sagittarius and Pisces is beyond all these things. This is the knowledge of pure dharma, and it is it's not only, its 9th house is not just religion, it's way more above that, and 12th house is Akash Tattva. It's beyond, it's a Brahma, it's a Brahmand, it's very beyond our senses. So that maybe that kind of a partner you will get, or maybe a very understanding, in simple language you can get a very understanding and wisdom oriented partner who will not jump into conclusions, will give you a very nice space for yourself. It will always help you in a benevolent way, not put things on you. That kind of a partner. This is also a nice arrangement, I feel. So we have completed Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Now left is Saturn. Saturn as Darakaraka is can be a little, you feel a little bored maybe with if your Saturn is holding the lowest degree in your horoscope. So that means you are attracting an energy which is a little, elderly energy. Maybe that person is a little bit age difference you have, or if age difference is not there, the maturity is like that. The person may feel very aged or elderly at a very young age also. That can also happen. The person can be a bit slow. The person can always see thing in a very long term thing, because Saturn is a very relaxed long time planet. It does not complete anything fast. It, it takes a long time to travel every sign. So that kind of a person, the person may be too much dedicated to service. That can also happen. Now this person, this energy, why you are attracted to this energy, because maybe you lack these kind of qualities in you. Maybe how to take boredom and work every day with the same kind of attention and concentration and dedication, you have to learn in this lifetime. That is the cry of the soul. That's why the Darakaraka is Saturn over there. So Saturn will bring all such things in your life. You can feel a bit irritated with this person. It can happen. You can feel bored. You can feel that life is not very, the marriage is not in a very rock and roll type of, but these are the energies you needed in this lifetime. That is why Saturn is sitting as a Darakaraka. These are qualities of Saturn. The person may be very focused on self, or very workaholic, a little bit unsocial, does not want to go out for party, very mature, very realistic, very they do not go by the heart, they go by the brain. So these kind of qualities the Darakaraka Saturn will have. Maybe, and you can see that maybe these certain qualities in you about Saturn is lacking. Maybe you lack discipline. That can happen. Maybe you lack dedication, concentration, you don't have patience. All these things may be there, and that's why your partner, as it comes in your life, shows that these are the qualities you need to imbibe. Because see, don't think it in this way that I have a Darakaraka, that person also has a Darakaraka, and he or she is also taking from you the qualities. So both are always an equal give and take. That is the quality of a marriage. It's difficult, but that is how it goes. Equal give and take. So this is the planets about Darakaraka. Now I'll talk something, maybe the seventh lord of the horoscope, and it's wherever it is situated, and what kind of journey that seventh lord gives to you after your marriage. Let's find out. The seventh lord is on the Lagna. Then it can happen, all text says that you may be knowing the partner for a long time. That may happen. That is one of the conditions. But what I've seen is that when seventh lord goes on the Lagna, means any lord going into another house will leave its influence over there. Now here I've seen that the person, see, good or bad, that is a different thing. They change, their personality changes a lot after marriage, because it is a seventh lord spouse. The qualities, it is coming on the Lagna, and the Lagna is the self. So the Lagna, there is a person himself changes a lot. Now whether the person realizes that or not, that's a different topic. And if it is good or bad, that is also a different topic. But the influence of the partner is very high, that can be seen. Now if it's a good influence, it's a changes for better, that is very sure. But you'll see many people say that that person has changed totally after marriage. This is a classic combination for that kind of a thing. So that is seen very prominently. Now if the energy is like Sun or Mars, it's a bit of malefic planet, then the situation in the marriage can be such that it is very a little malefic, in the sense it's the person can change for a little bit egoistic, maybe going for the spouse can be such that pushing that person towards that kind of a personality. So this is the only problem, if I can call, with this arrangement, because somewhere the individuality of the person gets changed or disrupted. You can say that. You can see it for yourself if it happens. Obviously, if there's an aspect of Jupiter or good planets, then it is usually for good only. Or it may happen that the person is a little, suppose Venus comes in Scorpio, suppose. So the spouse, the seventh lord is Taurus, no? So it comes on the Lagna. So the person may want to now accumulate money, become a little more classy like the partner, and these kind of things can happen. So according to the arrangement, it will be like that, but there will be definitely some kind of change in the personality. Now the second, if a seventh lord goes to the second house, in the second house what happens is that it's a house of first is food, then is family, then is family culture, tradition, learning, because this is the first house of learning also, speech, and also money matters definitely. So first and foremost we see that it is the partner is bringing money to the table. That is the first thing that is actually seen, because it is a money house first and foremost. But these kind of people, when the seventh lord goes to the second house, then the spouse can be coming from a little bit traditional background. That can happen because Taurus is the house, second house originally is the Venusian sign of culture, tradition, pedigree, all these things. They may love knowledge, they may speak very well, they may love to accumulate money, they may work hard to get money, and that money is saved for the family. So it is a good arrangement, though many will say that seventh lord in the second is eighth position. Maybe that partner changes, because see, eighth house is not always bad, that we know that. It can happen that initially the marriage can go for a change in the initial stages of the marriage. Now as you get accustomed with the situation, it regrows, the marriage again grows in a different way, and then you understand that this is the change that has happened in you is because of the partner maybe, and due to because it is a second house, due to the partner's family also it can happen, because it is also looking into the eighth house. So that area, the family, the partner, the food, and all these things, the pedigree, all these things plays a very vital role. But ultimately it is maximum in one line. What we can say is that usually the person earns money and is a very family oriented person if the seventh lord goes into the second house. Obviously the malefic influences can do lot of things. Suppose it is in the Rahu Ketu axis over there, then things can change also. That is a different thing. But as this is, it is, and yeah, the marriage can go through some kind of transformation. Definitely it can go, because the seventh lord, wherever it will be going, if it is eighth from itself, definitely it is changing, some changes bringing, because eighth from any place is the house of a thing coming end and then something beginning. So regeneration, that cycle will happen within the marriage, that is for sure. Seventh lord in the third house, the good point is that partner can be very active in the field related to some kind of third house field, advertising, journalism, marketing, going out, partying. Very communicative partner, very activity oriented partner. Maybe the marriage is kept alive with lot of short distance journeys and lot of activities, adventure sports, all these things can happen if the seventh lord is in the third. But understand one thing here, it is the original sign of Gemini, and Mars has the Karaka Tattva of the third house. So here in all the classics texts it is written that is not a very good position. Yeah, I do agree with it, because something has to go on in the marriage, otherwise the marriage can reach stage of stalemate. That may happen, because see, whenever seventh lord goes into the third house is such that it can be a little, the partner can have some jealousy issues, may happen. may be having lot of daily desires in them, because third house is a house of desire house, 3, 7 and 11. But third house is that daily desire. That's why I said anything, the marriage, if it has to run properly, when the seventh lord goes into the third house, some kind of thing has to be given to the partner constantly. That can happen very much, and it is very much seen. Obviously there are exceptions always, that is why this subject is so complicated. Definitely there can be exceptions. There can be partners who are helping you, making you active, bringing out you out of the house and going to the gym, making you work for your success. That can also happen. They can vocal their opinions. They are a very communicative partner. They want to communicate more. They want to share things with you. That can also happen. So this is also all part of the third house activities when the seventh lord goes into the third. Otherwise it is said it is not a very good placement. That is how. Now if seventh lord goes into the fourth house, fourth house is obviously a very good house, and apart from malefics, if it is going into the fourth house, suppose Saturn is your seventh lord, Mars is your seventh lord, it is going into the fourth house, or maybe there is a Rahu Ketu axis already over there. These planets in the fourth house, not saying that it is totally bad. Monetarily, real estate wise, having cars, having luxury houses and all, this can be good. Or for fourth, if Saturn is there, you can go out of the country also. These things can happen with as the partner enters your life. But it can give you some emotional the emotions will have some problem if your partner is in the fourth house and it's a malefic planet, if the seventh lord is in the fourth. If it is like Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, these are very good. They are very nurturing people, they are very sociable people, they are very likable people, they want to mix with things, they want to give you a very good feeling as you return home. In home also atmosphere is very good, because fourth house is the energy of Cancer. And any good planet will work well with that energy. Like Sun will not work, because Sun is not, it is totally dikshunya in the fourth house. It is not good. It may be good in your education part, because it happens. The Sun, if it is Sun with Mercury over there, it's a good Buddha-Ditta Yoga in the fourth house. That may happen in the Kendra. But for marriage, as far as marriage is concerned, it is of no help over there. So suppose you are an Aquarius ascendant and you have Sun in the, because Sun is the seventh lord and Sun is there in the fourth house, it is of not much use, because there will be a lot of dryness in the home. Plus, Sun is a very dry planet, it's a hot and rough planet. It's a natural malefic. And there can be ego things. Mars is over there. Mars originally gets debilitated in the fourth house. Not a good position for, maybe you can buy real estates, you can have other luxuries, but as far as the relationship is concerned, it is too much of bickering and all these things. Saturn, if it is there, it always gives a heavy heart. It is your heart, fourth house, as if it is sitting on the heart, that kind of a thing. So that is why Kantak Shani is not good actually, the fourth house. So these are the things with the fourth house lord. Seventh lord and fourth. Now seventh lord in the fifth house. Fifth house is it is the what I call is the status fame house. Now first thing is that if seventh lord is in the fifth, you can have a love marriage, that can happen. And the thing is that, see, if it is good, with the marriage, your position gradually rises, it becomes good. Now with a good or bad, if it is badly placed, suppose if it is in a debilitation, the seventh lord in the fifth goes into debilitation, then something not, because see, what is debilitated planet is that they don't feel good in that house. Or suppose Mars is over there, they don't feel good in that house. So see, the status or the fame, or you're working for that because you need that in the society, can go up with the partner if the position is good, and it can come down also. And another thing is that, see, always it is like that. If the planet goes into a certain house, well placed, then good. If not well placed, it will fail to give those results for those house. That is for sure. But here progeny becomes also very important as the glue of the marriage, because fifth house is the house of love and progeny, and also that can also be share trading, and in these kind of things also can be there related to the partner. So these things will happen. The respect or disrespect, the goodness or the badness comes with the placement. Here is the trick. So here also many classics have written it's not a very good, not sometimes it's considered, because see, if it is a good position, it will go nice. If it is a bad position, it comes down. So that kind of things happen with the fifth house. But progeny is very important over there, and it can act as the glue of the marriage in the fifth house. That's the thing. But one thing is that seventh lord is 11th from itself in the fifth house. So the gains of the marriage can happen. Mostly it can happen. Yes. Now when seventh lord goes into the sixth house, let me say the good things first. Now many people ask me this, if it is a doctor, if it is a lawyer, if it is these kind of service oriented people who give service to the society, Rog, Rin, Shatru. Okay, so these kind of people work, if your partner is having those qualities, it can be good. It can be good. But understand once that the 6th, 8, 12 are Dusthanas after all. Yes, a good influence of benefic can recover or can make the position better, but better still, if the Dasha Mahadasha is not supportive, then it can bring out the bad qualities of the 6th house also. The good thing is that 6th house is also the lone house. The person coming into your life, the 7th lord, when it goes into the 6th, may want to manage it's the Artha house also, may want to take up the charge of the house, may want to work daily job the person is interested in, managing the finances the person is interested in, managing your loans, the portfolio master of your money, that kind of a placement that can happen. It can happen in that way. But after all, from the 7th, it is the 12th house. So if you have a malefic planet already in the 7th house without any benefic aspect, and if your 7th lord is going into the 6th house, if your 8th house is also having certain planets, then the situation is not very good. That has to be understood. There is always good and bad. Not telling that any person's 7th house lord going to the 6th means divorce. No, it's not like that. See, sometimes getting out of the marriage can be a relief also at times. People are very afraid of, I understand that it is a societal taboo that divorce this word still now, but in staying in a bad marriage and ruining every day thinking about the situation is even worse, because if you cannot get out of that situation, then you are like you are stuck in a cycle. That is the thing. So that is a mixture. That's why I have seen it's a mixture in the but one thing about the 7th lord and the 6th, if the person is too busy with their life, because 6th house is a house of daily jobs, daily routines, if they concentrate too much, suppose Mars, Saturn, Mercury are there, 7th lord being Mars, Saturn, Mercury, these planets are over there, then if they are too much busy and they cannot concentrate too much in the internal factors of the home, it is better. They will concentrate less on the marriage and they'll be focusing more on the 6th house matters which they want to deal with also. So that way 6th house, 7th lord and 6th can be a better arrangement also. 7th lord and 7th is obviously the planet sitting in its own house is also Panchma Purush Yoga. So, but understand one thing is that suppose you are Aries ascendant and you have Libra in the 7th and Venus is over there. So, it is your partner's benefit more than your benefit. Suppose this is the transit of Saturn. This transit of Saturn happening in the 7th house. Your partner is benefiting more. Suppose Leo ascendant is more. So whenever 7th lord is in the 7th, the partner will have qualities which will be uh, which is more prominent than yours. If the Lagna Lord is not very well placed, if the seventh Lord is the seventh, your Maraka house is becoming very, very prominent. That person will have qualities which are very prominent, and if like they can be romantic. If obviously if it is a good planet, it's a powerful status of the marriage, no doubt about that. It's a Panchamahapurush yoga also. People will flock to them. They want to get status in life. They are social people, because seventh house is the house of Libra. That's the marketplace. They want to get attention. If some kind of affliction is there, lot of issues happen with when seventh Lord is in the seventh. They are attracted to different other people that comes around them. They have that kind of a personality when seventh Lord is in the seventh. So everything is not exactly always good or exactly not bad. That's the thing. So that's why I feel that this placement, though a good placement, but certain issues even this placement have. So everywhere, wherever marriage Lord, the seventh Lord is concerned, because you are dealing with another person, will have some kind of energies which will give some problem to that house. So the seventh Lord in seventh, this is the problem. They want more status, they want things for themselves, and they will achieve that. If seventh Lord is in seventh, they will be too good with public and people will flock to them. They will go high up in status, but maybe you are not benefited too much from them. That's what I wanted to say. So that is the scenario. Now seventh Lord in eighth. Eighth is always, we know, when it comes to the eighth house, it is a process of coming down and going up, as simple as that. So when the downfall happens in a marriage, if the seventh Lord is in the eighth, and if the seventh house is having certain malefic things or certain bad dasha you are running, it can give to loss of that relationship. The second relationship can work better, because from the first relationship you would have learned much things from there, and those things has to be implemented in the second relationship. Otherwise there is no use, because if you have not learned from the first one, then how you'll rise from that? Eighth house is all about disturbances, suddenness, sudden handling situations which are not in your control, and not only that, you are unable to see that the situation is coming. That is even more problematic about the eighth house. Sudden things will happen. Now how you handle that experience should teach you. Then only you will be able to take your marriage up. Lot of patience is to be there, because it feels so frustrated at times with the eighth house. See, there is a dictum, whether good and bad. Seventh Lord in 6, 7, 12, either the person gets over that marriage, or the person becomes himself, can become spiritually enlightened. That is why the seventh Lord has come into your life. Your arrangement is such. Or you can go far away from your land, because eighth house is also traveling towards foreign destinations. So these three things are very prominent about the 6th, 8th and 12th house. And 8th house is certain things which you don't see coming. That is the biggest problem which I have seen about the 8th house. It is very difficult to understand the person actually. What that person is. If you are able to understand, then you have achieved something, I must say. And maybe if you are thinking something which is not the true, then that eighth house will give you that jerk to make you wake up and see the reality of the seventh Lord over there. 100% some transformation is there. Don't give it a miss. Whether you like my words or not, I am not bothered about that. I have always said that I take criticism equally well. I have no problem with criticism. But what I have to say, I'll say that. It is a transformative house. Any planet which goes into the 8th house will bring in transformation. And who will be going through transformation? You will be going through. Your 7th house will be going through. Because this is the relationship which is giving you the transformation. And mostly transformations are very difficult to deal with. That is for sure. Now I come to the ninth house. When the seventh lord goes into the ninth house, this is a good placement because the person brings in some principles in your life. First and foremost, principalistic. I mean, they have some dharma. They are usually very dharmic person, in the sense they, yeah, literally they can be religious. They can bring and imbibe religion in your life also. You can start following a new kind of religion if suppose Mercury is there or Rahu is there, or you may get attracted to religion if the seventh lord comes into the ninth house. And also they make you believe through their own belief system. They make you believe in the higher dharma of life, because it is the original house of Sagittarius. And over here you may go the marriage can require lot of pilgrimages. Now pilgrimages literally doesn't mean going to always shrines and visiting shrines and holy places. It can be long distance journey. Maybe immediately after the marriage you have to go somewhere outside the country, stay for some years or some days or some months or whatever. That can also happen. That activated, the house gets activated immediately, because after marriage, immediately when your seventh lord is in the ninth house, that house gets activated. Now you can be the partner brings these qualities in your life. This is a good placement. This is a good placement. So and also maybe when seventh lord comes into your ninth house, you can find fortune in the foreign land. You can feel that yes, it's a nice journey with the partner. So it's a nice process when the seventh lord is in the ninth, and going ahead in your dharma, in your understanding religion, in your understanding high philosophies, in your understanding sticking to a principle. If it is a good arrangement, the person will have certain very good principles in their life. Those principles they will follow. They will adhere to it, and you will also find it very you will not be able to stay away from them, and will love to imbibe that in you also. It's a good arrangement. Okay, seventh lord in the 10th house. 10th house is all about professional and work area, and also rise and fall of profession and all these things. 10th lord can be instrumental. 7th lord in 10th, the person or your spouse can be instrumental in all these things. If it is a good placement, then that person may be supporting you, can be in your work field also, or if not, it's not always like that, then the person may be helping you in getting your goals. What is your goal? That person will always remind you over that. And that relationship will grow with time, because it's a Upachya house. And both will be quite dedicated and quite ambitious about 10th house matters. If suppose your Lagna lord is well placed and 7th lord is in the 10th house, your partner will also motivate you towards gaining name, fame, recognition in this lifetime. And if the dasha comes of that lord, then that person will also, after marrying to you, that person also will come into prominence. But the nature of the person will be quite dynamic, quite ambitious, not listening to people, a little bit rude at times, all these things, because it is the original Capricorn house. Understand that. So they will be quite disciplined people. If not, it should be like that. Mostly it will be like that. And they will push you towards your growth, your ambition, your touching greater heights. I feel it's a nice arrangement, and like they push you towards greater success in life. Your things will change, your thinking process will change, and you would want to do better for yourself. That is how. But yes, the partner can be a little bit dominating, little bit strict master, can be a little bit over disciplined, can be a little rude. All these things can happen. Yeah. Okay, 7th lord in the 11th house. Everywhere always it is written, it's a very, they will select their partner themselves. Partner will come from the networking area. They will be known networking, and they will know the partner mostly before marriage. It is a good love marriage kind of, because it is going from the 7th lord is going to 5th from itself. So that is a good arrangement. The partner can bring extra sources of income, and all these things can because 5th from itself, it can give name, prestige in your networking society, and it is mostly all the things are good over here. One thing is that what I feel about the 11th house, it is a good upachya house, it grows with time, but there is no end to the desires of the 11th house, because 11th is a very high desired house. And ultimately in astrology I feel that slowly we all move towards the 11th house, because it is the energy of Rahu, it is the Aquarius sign. And there where lies the problem with this arrangement, what I find, if at all I have to find a problem over there, that how much you gain from that relationship, the want is even more. The want becomes so much desired, becomes so much more, that at times it feels whatever has been accomplished is very less. That kind of a feeling it can have. Otherwise, usually the partner is good at maintaining networks. It can introduce you to new forms of gaining wealth. The person can himself or herself have good income process. These things are good. Any planet in the 11th house works good only, but where to stop one must know, because otherwise anything and everything will fall short of your expectation. Last comes the 7th and the 12th house. Here three things mainly happen. First, let me say that either you move away from your place and go to another place after marriage. Second thing is that you may go to a foreign location and settle over there. That can be a possibility. You can go to such a place where you are in a in a condition where you're cut off from all the people that you have seen from your childhood. In such kind of an environment, the partner will push you towards that. The partner can be such that you are bound to take up spirituality in your life. Maybe that is the challenge you are facing this life from your Maraka person over there. It's a Marak Lord, and it is in the 6th from itself, and also in the 12th house of your Kundli. Understand, this person has come to bring some big changes which you may not like. Expenditure can rise, it can control you. The trust is very difficult to happen. 12th house is also the house of trust. You can always feel that there is some trust is missing in the relationship. The person can isolate you. It's a place of isolation also. Maybe you are going into a foreign land earning good something, but it can isolate you from other people till now you have had in your life. So these kind of arrangements can happen with the 12th lord in the 7th lord in the 12th, as simple as that. This is the arrangement. You see, if it goes with you, let me know in the comment section. I will not say it is a very desired placement, but if you have a good planet in the 7th house, then little bit it can be mitigated. But usually the final say when Navamsha will also have. But see, whatever is seen in the birth horoscope, things will happen. That I have seen. Final say always Navamsha will have. But the birth chart will not. And don't always think that the person will go out of your life. You will get a divorce. No, it's not always like that. That is a point I want to, I want to emphasize more and more. Sometimes divorce becomes an easy way out. But that person can stay in your life and trouble you so much. Even maybe if you're going to foreign lands, I've seen people like that, going to foreign lands, earning a lot of money, have a lot of things, but still the partner is not happy. They have to force themselves towards spirituality. That kind of a placement also it can be. Yes, if the 7th house is having some benefic aspect, some good, you can go along with it. You can feel harmony and you can go along with it, but still some kind of 12th house influences your partner will have on you. So that is for sure. So this was my total video of the 7th lord in all the houses. Until next week, till then, bye to all of you. Meet you next week with another new video. Thank you all.